Well, I do think that any psychoanalyst would start from birth, talking about how they got into this line of work. But I was born in Belarus. I grew up in New York City to a family that had a lot of feelings, but didn't know what to do with those feelings, had a lot of, I guess every family has history, but a lot of difficult political kind of religious history, but never talked about that. So there was like a lot in the air with my family. And I was like the kid who was asking questions about that and wanting to talk. I worked in other fields before I chose to become a therapist, and I just kept having the feeling of like, I don't care about what I'm doing here. What I care about is connecting to other people. Even when I was doing exciting like startup jobs that other people my age were having fun with, I was like, what I care about is connecting to other people. And so I decided to get a master's in mental health counseling with an idea that I would also do a psychoanalytic training. I connected with the kind of energy and I don't know if the word is philosophy, but of all of the people that I met here in terms of their approach to the mind and to this work. There seemed to be kind of a energy of like curiosity. Everyone seemed really smart and like they believed in what they were doing, but that they also believed that there was lots of ways to do this work. So I am in the 4-year training program, which is maybe the most extensive training that NIP offers. There are shorter term trainings that people could do, but I really wanted to go very deep into psychoanalysis and consider it the new foundation of my work that I'll build on top of. So there are other things I'm interested in building on top of that foundation, and I wanted that foundation to be really solid. So what that entails is class 1 day a week with my cohort, who I'll be with for 4 years, who I have been with for 4 years. Supervision ongoing over the 4 years, which is individual supervision and group supervision. My own analysis, which has been a huge part of it. And then kind of like readings and conferences and seminars along the way. So it is a 360 kind of experience. Well, when I started the training, everyone that I met who had gone through it already was like, oh, this is going to change your life. This changed my life. And it's like, okay, well, maybe it'll change my life. Maybe it won't. But the training has really changed my life. You're kind of investigating everything from an intellectual realm, from an emotional realm, from a personal realm, from kind of a cultural, institutional realm. So I think it's made me a much more grounded person and grounded therapist, where I really feel like I have the foundation, a foundation that allows me to be like super present, super grounded in the room with my patients and like also with my friends and my family. I think that what differentiates NIP from other institutes is the quality of the people who have found their way to NIP, in terms of the students and the supervisors and the instructors. You know, there are lots of people who teach and supervise here who train somewhere else, but somehow found that NIP felt like the place they want to call their analytic home. And so there's just like such a variety of minds that you get to learn from. Everyone has like their own personality, their own style, but everyone is like super thoughtful. And yeah, I think for me I'm a psychoanalyst, so it always comes down to people. And so I really just think that the people here are very special.